All right, 9 minutes after the top of the hour. How's your self-esteem?
Well,
inflated,
not as good,
frankly, because
it's generational.
As a result,
you with Mr. Rogers.
This evil man has now ruined a generation of kids.
And you know what? I'm with Captain Kangaroo. He was half a generation ahead.
That explains a few things, Steve.
Absolutely, because these experts are saying that the kids of today who grew up with Mr. Rogers were told by him, you're special, just for being who you are. Well, here's the problem. It gets lost in that whole selfish business, and the idea that being hard and having high ambitions for yourself, discounted. Mr. Rogers' message was, you're special because you do. He didn't say, if you want to be special, you're going to have to work hard. And now all these kids are growing up, and they're realizing, hey, wait a minute. Mr. Rogers lied to me. I'm not special. I'm trying hard, and I'm not getting anywhere.
This comes out of Louisiana State University. A professor there has examined just what damage Mr. Rogers may have done to this whole crop of kids who now feel entitled just for being them. And what he says is, instead of telling them, you know, you're special, you're great, why didn't he just say, you know what, there's a lot of improvement. Keep working on yourself.
Yeah, the world owes you nothing. If you're there, you got to prove it. So for now, all these people, these kids are going to college and say, okay, I need an A. Because I'm special. And they go, no, you got to work hard for it. But actually, this is my generation. I think we're a hard-working generation. I'm worried about this upcoming generation.
You know what? There's some other information regarding this. And when you look at the American students from Asian countries who did not watch, according to the research, who did not watch Mr. Rogers, when they get a B or a C, they go, I got a B or a C. I got to work harder. Which is a little different than what
rather than play professor.
Okay, but listen, we want to hear what you have to think. Do you think that Mr. Rogers was a force for good, or that he ruined a crop of our youngest generation? Write in. Let us know what you think. If Mr. Rogers telling everybody that they were really special was a good thing. Okay?
Mr. Rogers, evil genius. Listen to you. All right. They did a study at a university, and they were trying to figure out. This one professor was trying to figure out, why is it at the end of every term, these kids who are on the bubble, they're going to get a C or they're going to get a B, they come in and they beg for extra so they can get an A. He is part of a chorus of people who say, blame Mr. Rogers, because Mr. Rogers had an optimistic message where everybody was special, even if they didn't deserve it, these experts say.
Because the rap on this new generation is that they feel entitled, right? They all feel entitled to getting an A for a grade. So when there's a C, they go to the professor like, clearly you've made a mistake. Where's my A? And so people are trying to figure out what's gone wrong with this generation. And this professor at Louisiana State University says, it's Mr. Rogers. He is the root cause of all of these problems.
Well, look, the world owes you nothing. You've been told that over and over again now, so you got to cut your own weight. If you think you're special, well, go prove it. The signs of narcissism in the society has been growing for 25 years, and that man unintentionally did a whole generation or two a disservice.
Well, that's what this study says.
I back it.
Okay, well, I
don't. Look, your kids play T-ball these days. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
And that makes Mr. Rogers, I'm sure, happy.
Everybody, well, maybe from heaven where he's watching us right now, where, there's no incentive. Everybody's going to get the trophy. Everyone's got
to wear a sweater.
Everybody wins.
Here's from Nancy in Lincoln Park. She emailed us. Yeah, let's blame it on Mr. Rogers, not the parents who are trying to keep up with the Joneses and give their kids everything instead of making them work for it. Nancy, you're absolutely right. Why aren't kids taught more and more that if you want something in life, you're going to have to go get it?
All right, well, here's the other side. This is from Nancy Filliger. She says, I do believe that the combination of Mr. Rogers saying you are special and Sesame Street, you need to be entertained to learn, and Dr. Spock's lacks discipline, no spanking, were three of the worst influences on child rearing.
It would be better if we went to school, went home, and then made the butter, milked the cow, and gone onto the loom and made our own sweaters.
It would be better for my household chores if I could train my kids to do that.
Right. Instead of going to Macy's, make your own sweater, almost done with the right sleeve. You stay indoors until I'm done.
I like that plan.
Butter.
Study from University of Virginia talking about gossip. Check it out. They studied men, women. We gossip the same amount, that study said. Of course, men call it information sharing. And we call it interrupting. A study done In Britain, check it out.
Yeah.
Men interrupt just as much.
I know that.
Why are you looking at me?
That's all.
And let me ask you something about what we've been discussing for the last 3 hours. Mr. Rogers and the narcissistic society that he gave birth to because he told every kid that they were important, didn't have to earn their importance and their success, that they were important. Do you believe his philosophy destroyed a generation?
Here's my common sense answer. Okay. I think that Mr. Rogers, talking in general to an audience of kids on television saying you're special, really didn't hurt many people. But it didn't help either compared to a child hearing from someone who knows them, like a parent or a teacher, about their specific special talents. That can help a kid.
Right. Sometimes kids need a little motivation. He was out there going, I'm going to put on my sweater, and everybody's beautiful. You're going to be fantastic in life. We need a Tony Robbins in a clown outfit talking to kids.
I don't disagree that was a watered-down general message. That was his style. I just don't think it either hurt much, nor did it help much.
Now you got it from the doctor. Dr. Wickens says, Mr. Rogers, not so bad.
Not so bad.